Well, I was going to make a different video for today, but coryxkenshin dropped an absolute nuke onto YouTube. And I figured from a small YouTuber perspective, I would react to the video and give some of my input and open up the conversation a little bit from some of the stuff that I've experienced and some of the stuff I've seen. And Corey, I have a lot of respect for you, bud. I don't know if you'll see this video or not. I don't know if any big creators will see this. I know a lot of big creators are reacting and everything. But just know I have a lot of respect for you guys because you go through a lot. you go through a lot. I really know. It's a lot more to YouTube than one would think. But anyways, on with the video.
I'm going to try my best to articulate this video as thoroughly, as plainly, as eloquently as possible. I don't want there to be any lost context. I don't want to just look like I'm coming out of nowhere having a temper tantrum because these things are happening. The allegations I am levying towards YouTube are extremely serious, and I'm taking this video extremely seriously. YouTube, you guys either play favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two. These are the three options, YouTube. Which one is it?
Now, I'm not sure that YouTube is racist, but there's definitely favoritism on the platform. Or at the very least, there's uneven rules applied to everybody. So just do me a favor. Sign out of YouTube and go incognito, use a new device, whatever you got to do. And then look at the people that's promoted. Look at the celebrities, the news, the media. Look at the stuff that's shielded. And I'm not talking about just do it one time. Do it several times over the course of a week. Just try it at different intervals. And you'll see.
Here's my proof. I've been doing YouTube a long time, okay? I never want to be that guy, oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, these issues are happening because I'm black. There have been certain situations that I looked at kind of funny. I said, it could be because of that, but nah, I'm not trying to press that. I don't want to build that narrative around my YouTube channel. This time, I can no longer let it slide. This is the situation. August 18th, I uploaded The Mortuary Assistant. A lot of you would know it got age restricted.
For those of you that's not YouTubers or maybe just don't know, an age restriction will just flatline your video. Your video could be going to the moon, getting all these views and everything. You get hit with an age restriction, it's done. Not only do the people that's under 18, won't be able to see it, but somehow YouTube suppresses it. And coryxkenshin is just as family friendly as can be. And he gets an age restriction.
Because the following video I did, I let you guys know it got age restricted. YouTube didn't tell me why. I saw that all these other YouTubers were playing The Mortuary Assistant, and only my video seemed to be age restricted. And I looked for like an hour, 2 hours. I was scrolling all different types of people's video. No one else's was age restricted. So I appealed the restriction. Hey guys, I'm not sure why mine got age restricted. Could you look into this? Appeal rejected. They doubled down. The policy team said, no, Corey, your video is restricted for good reason. We're not going to tell you why, but it's restricted. That's our final decision. I said, okay. I get with my YouTube rep. I send him an email. Hey, could you look at this? This is some weird stuff going on. Only my video got age restricted. My YouTube rep, who isn't on the policy team, he looked at my video and he said, hey, it could possibly be this part at the end where the woman was battling some depression. And I'm just going to leave it there, lest this video also get age restricted just because I'm talking about it. So I looked at that part. The first thing I did was try to find other YouTubers who had that part, or at least a part similar. Now, Markiplier, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I just want you to know I have a lot of respect for you, and I didn't mean to drag you into the middle of this. Your channel just happens to be a great reference point because A, you're a really big YouTuber, and B, you're not black. So I can look at your channel, and then I can look at my channel or look at anyone else's channel and make sure that the things in the games that you play, that they're enforcing the rules equally to everybody. So I go to Markiplier's Mortuary Assistant Part 3, and he had the same situation going on, and his video wasn't age restricted.
Poor Markiplier. He seems like he's getting in the middle of all these messes. But for those of you that don't remember, Mr. Moist Critical, or Charlie, whatever you want to call him, he did a video talking about the little thing that happened in Russia where a bunch of people dressed up as like furries or something. The guy that was like Mickey Mouse, SpongeBob, and they beat up the driver or whatever, and it was kind of like a little funny skit. Well, he got a strike for that. And the thing was, other people had uploaded that video, and they were okay. And Markiplier actually did it in his Try Not to Laugh challenge number 2, I think, and it was okay. But Charlie gets a strike, but all these other people didn't get a strike. It's like the rules aren't, done evenly. And of course he appealed it. And when you appeal anything to YouTube, they just automatically just deny it. I don't know why. It's like nobody even checks it or bothers it. If you want to raise a stink, you want to get a hold of YouTube, always just go to Twitter. That seems like the best way to get a hold of them. I don't know why it's like that, but that's just how it is. And eventually Mark got a strike. And now I think they both got their strikes removed and the video's okay now finally, thanks to the community rising up and saying that wasn't such a big deal. Meanwhile, I think at the time, you had somebody like Pollution Entertainment or whatever his name was. He was killing cats and doing stuff like that, murdering animals on his channel. And those videos were up for a long time. Those were okay. But this little skit where people were dressed like Mickey Mouse and SpongeBob beating a guy, that was not okay. It just seems to me like the rules just aren't evenly applied. And I don't know if it's favoritism. I don't know if it's like there's just so many videos being uploaded all at the same time and it's just too much for all the reviewers to look at. I think that might be a problem. They might be overworked. They might have a quota, like do X amount of videos, and they're just like, deny, okay, you're good, deny. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but it's got to be something like that. Because do you remember, speaking of favoritism, do you remember Cardi B when she made the WAP music video? She was like trending, she was like popular, being pushed and promoted, whatever. But then you had YouTuber Belle Delphine, you know who that is. But anyway, Belle Delphine did a video, a music video, whatever, that was like similar to that. Without warning or whatever, her channel got terminated. Which, of course, it's been back for a while now. But her channel got terminated for basically doing the same thing as Cardi B. Cardi B's was okay, but just a regular YouTuber like Belle Delphine, nah, that wasn't okay. I feel like it's more of corporate tube now and less YouTube like it used to be.
So I send the video to my YouTube rep. I say, hey, Markiplier has this situation in his video, but his isn't age restricted. Could you send that to the policy team and see what they say about that? He said, wow, Corey, that's some astute detective work. Let me send this to them and see what they say. What do you think happened after that? I'll give you a second. They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off after they already rejected my appeal. I sent them the clip of Markiplier's video that has the same thing, and they removed it. Now, my YouTube rep, he was excited. He was, oh, great, this is awesome. Look, Corey, they took the age restriction off. I said, why? I expected them to triple down and give Markiplier an age restriction too. But they looked at Mark's video, and they used that to verify my innocence. So I send my YouTube rep a lengthy email detailing my feelings about the entire situation, feeling like there was some favoritism at play, there was either that or some racism at play, and that I would like to sit down with the policy team and figure out why my video was flagged in the first place. Actually, number one, was it automated or was it a human that age restricted it in the first place? Number two, who was the human reviewer? Because it's a human reviewer once you submit an appeal. Who was the human reviewer that doubled down and rejected my appeal?
So what do you think about this situation so far? Like, I don't like YouTube's system. They have like bots that automatically do things, and I don't like that at all. But then they have human reviewers, and human reviewers can have a bias. I have a bias, you have a bias, that person over there has a bias. Everyone has some sort of bias or whatever. And it would just be bad if that person just happened to be racist. But I don't really think that's the case. At least I hope in YouTube's sake that's not the case. But there's so many videos, like I said earlier, there's so many videos being uploaded to YouTube that people might just be overworked, or they might have the bad people that's, doing these reviews and whatnot. It could be something like that. But my thing is, this is what bothers me. coryxkenshin, the man has 14.2 million subscribers. That is amazing. I have like 1,000. So I would understand if this was happening to me. A human reviewer just seen my stuff, just like, bam, you're age restricted. I understand that. But coryxkenshin is the most family-friendly, by-the-book person, probably on YouTube. And he's got 14.2 million subscribers. You would think YouTube would have somebody competent or, special something to watch over these big YouTubers to keep mistakes like this from happening. Because I don't understand how someone that big and that great for the platform, can be treated this way. Like, they just threw some random person on his case and he's just like, appeal denied, age restricted. Meanwhile, all these other YouTubers did the same video, and none of them got age restricted until he raised a stink about it to his rep, which sucks for me because being a small creator, we have no reps. So if I have any problems, I have to go to Team YouTube on Twitter, and if they can't do anything, I'm pretty much fucked.
Number 3, why did it take Markiplier's clip in order for them to reverse the decision? My YouTube rep gets back with me. He wants to hop on a call. We get on the phone for about 10-15 minutes, and I tell him, I've been feeling like this for a long time. I've been feeling like every single time that I come back to YouTube, I'm #1 trending for a few days, and then they find some arbitrary issue. They nitpick and they try and find something that they can incriminate me for and try to push me down. You don't believe me? What happened the last time I came back and I was #1 trending for like a week? They copyright struck me for a video that was in 2019 or something like that. Why don't these issues ever crop up when I'm not uploading? I mean, I'm not on YouTube like 9 months out of the year. Nothing ever happens until I come back and I start uploading again and I'm getting my numbers, they're climbing, they're exploding, I'm #1 trending, and then they're like, hey, we need to stop him. We need to, this black man, he's getting too many views, he's getting too much exposure, too much activity. Hold that thought. Let's get back to the current situation. So my YouTube rep assures me he's going to continue this dialogue with the policy team and try to get some answers to those 3 questions that I had. So another day, another 2 days go by, and what do you know? They re-age restricted the video. They re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted. They got caught with their pants down. They got called out, and then they had to go back and say, oh, whoa, okay, we see the narrative that he's kind of pushing here. We need to take some steps back. We need to just age restrict them both and be done with it. You thought that I wasn't gonna like talk about this, make a video about it? You realize how bad this looks for you, YouTube. You realize how unfair this comes across. I, in all my years, have never seen a video get age restricted, de-age restricted, and then age restricted again. Have any of you ever seen that happen before? They saw that I saw that there was some unfair stuff going on, so then they tried to appease me by de-age restricting the video. I say, wait, why are you doing that? Because I sent Markiplier's clip. And then they say, oh, okay, well, let's just age restrict them both. Why is my channel so much more heavily scrutinized than my peers? My peers, and when I say peers, I mean people around my level, around my view count, just to keep it simple. Why is my channel so much more thoroughly scrutinized? Especially so when I've been #1 trending multiple days in a row, which I've done multiple times. And every single time I start to get an uptick in traction, an uptick in activity, here comes YouTube coming through. Hey, let's get him for that video from 2019. Yeah, you see this, Corey? No, this is bad. It wasn't bad the 9 months that I was off the platform. It was only bad when I got back and I was #1 trending. This situation was only bad because I've been #1 trending since I got back. Every other YouTuber has uploaded the mortuary assistant. And now they're about to start putting in some age restrictions because I called them out on some unfair behavior. Now I realize that when you call someone a racist, that's a very, very serious accusation. And for that matter, how do you expressly prove that someone is a racist? I mean, unless they're spamming the N-word in the chat.
Now, YouTube, this does seem very sus. I wouldn't say that YouTube is racist. And I also wouldn't say that they're not racist, because we don't know who's on this policy team. They could be racist or they might not be racist. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But what if, I have another theory, what if it's just a bunch of people that are racist or maybe don't like Corey? So when he's trending #1 and he's doing awesome, they're just mass flagging the man. That could be the case. They could be mass flagging him, say this video contains this, or it's harassment, bullying, or whatever. And that's why he's getting age restricted or getting a strike or whatever, something like that. I kind of thought about that. But even still, if it was a bunch of people mass flagging Corey, it still goes to YouTube. A human reviewer has to see, oh, all these are coming in. They're saying it's this. So are they just like, oh, well, you have like 200 people saying that this is bad, reject, age restrict? Is that what's happening here? I mean, that could be happening, but that still falls onto YouTube. Even if all these people are mass flagging, because I've had people on my videos, they just didn't like the video. They're like, dislike and reported. It's like, okay, what are you reporting it for? It was nothing bad. It was like a gameplay. You just didn't happen to like it, My video stayed up, but if you get enough people doing that, like a mass flagging campaign, you see stuff like that all the time. They try to get people's channels taken down. That's not cool. What if the reviewers are just seeing all this stuff coming in, they're just like, well, it's got to be bad. Click. I mean, that could be something. But I do have this to say. Just put yourself into Corey's shoes for a minute. Don't look at it from the outside looking in. Put yourself into Corey's shoes. Just think about you're on a break. You haven't uploaded in a while. Because he's like a bear. He just hibernates and then he just comes back and he's just like popping off, just doing amazing. But just think about it from Corey's perspective for a minute. Just think about you were off for a while. You make some videos. You come back. You're trending. You're #1 trending. You're just trending all over the place. You're doing good. Your numbers are up. Then all of a sudden things start happening. Nothing happened the whole time while you was on break or whatever. And like an old video gets like, struck. Like, how does that even happen? Like, if it violated the guidelines then, it should have been dealt with then. It shouldn't take years in the future for you to be like, oh, well, you know what? That's bad now. So they should just like let that go or tell you, hey, this violates the guidelines now. Maybe you should delete that. They shouldn't punish you for past stuff, because if they do it that way, then they could potentially, demonetize a whole channel or even delete a channel for, abusing the guidelines or whatever, because it's been put out years ago, and what happened years ago may not fly now. I don't know, man, but YouTube, they need to have more transparency. They need to have better communication with us creators, because there's a lot of times where I just get taken out of the immersion of making a video. I'll be making a video and I'll just be in it. I'll be thinking of stuff funny to say, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, can I say that? Or something will happen. I'm like, would that be okay to show on YouTube? I mean, the game's rated M, but it's kind of violent. I don't know. And then it just takes me out of my own video. Then my video ends up being meh, because in my head, I'm trying to be entertaining and play and have fun. But then I'm just like, can I upload this to YouTube? I did this, or I said that. This might not be good. Maybe I should edit that out. And during that time, I'm just slowly just kind of like not being immersed. I'm not being as entertaining because I'm too busy in my own head thinking, will this content even be okay? And that's not cool for us as creators, like whether you're big, you're small. It just, and Corey is family friendly, and I like to swear in my videos. I noticed something, that some YouTubers can swear and it's fine. So I like to swear, but will it be fine? Like, I'm not monetized yet. So what if, like, when I go to get monetized, they're like, nah, you swear too much. So some YouTubers I see swear all the time. Then there's other YouTubers that don't swear at all, or they make sure to bleep everything out. Which is it, YouTube? Can we swear or can we not swear? Like, nobody really knows. Some people just start censoring themselves, and other people just like, they can do whatever. I don't understand it. We need transparency. We've got the guidelines. We can read them and stuff. But just because we go by them doesn't mean that the rules are going to be enforced evenly across the board.
How do you really know? And admittedly, I cannot 100% prove that race had everything to do with this. But I can tell you the people on that policy team, those shadow people that are anonymous and get to enact their will however they see fit. How can we be sure that they take a black person's video and a white person's video and it can be the same exact video and they restrict the black person's video but not the white person's video? I feel I've been mistreated for a long time. I mean, even when we hit 10 million subscribers and I was supposed to get my diamond play button and there was no correspondence. These situations always coincide with an uptick of growth. And it always just comes off like we can't let this black guy get too high up. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm telling you, that's how it comes off. I don't see any other YouTuber that gets #1 trending many times and then all of a sudden they're getting age restricted and they're getting copyright strikes and all of that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Point them out. I want to see them. I'll retract this entire video. I'll make a public apology to YouTube. I have no problem. My dad taught me if you make a mistake, be a man and address it and apologize. I will do that. No problem. But to me, you know what it comes off? It comes off whenever Coryxkenshin starts doing some crazy numbers or getting on trending too much. We got to find something. We got to get him for something. He's got to have done something. I mean, I bleep out cuss words in video games. Like, I literally...
You know, in my first week of doing YouTube, I got a copyright claim. In my first week, they claimed the video. They claimed my face. They were claiming a game that wasn't theirs. And they blocked it worldwide. So it was the Goose Game, Untitled Goose Game. I did a part 1, a part 2, and then part 3 just couldn't be shown. And that was like my final part at the time or something like that. But my first week, I got blocked by some random company because these people can just falsely claim you. And it was so bad that I had an article written about me. My first little week of doing YouTube, I'm already having problems. So if big YouTubers like Coryxkenshin are having problems, what hopes do I have as a small creator? And I even reached out to House, the ones that made the Untitled Goose Game, whatever, and they said it was fine, that this company shouldn't be, claiming this video like that. It's so crazy. Like, the copyright system of YouTube is broken. While we're talking about stuff, it's wrong with YouTube, the copyright system's broken. They can claim your video, you can dispute it, and then they can say, nah, it's still mine, and they could give you a strike. All the power's in their court. But what always happens to me is, they claim a video. I'm like, okay, I'll look up everything about it, even contact the company if I have to, get all the information, send it off and be like, dispute. Here's all the stuff, this isn't yours. I'm pretty stern about it. And then, guess what they do? They hold on to it for the full 30 days. And then they let it drop off. They don't, just go ahead and drop the video and just say, oh, no, never mind, you're right. I think it's happened once. But all the other times, they keep claiming me. And I was doing the Castlevania games, and I wanted to do more. I still need to get around to that. I know, I'm sorry. I told people I was going to do it, and I will. But I just kind of got out of it, because every time I did like a Castlevania game or a retro game, they were claiming me left and right. They would claim just a little bit, and then they would say it was a song that it wasn't even. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Like, YouTube, I know YouTube doesn't want their hands in a cookie jar. So if like somebody claims you and it becomes some kind of legal process, they just want to just put their hands up like, oh, it's not us, it's on them. I understand it, but at the same time, it's broken and it's just unfair to creators. Just all the stuff that's going on this platform.
This is the YouTuber that you want to have smoke with and have problems with. I believe there is some racism involved within the policy team, and YouTube in general really doesn't care about black people like that. They got their favorite creators. Log out of YouTube. Log out and go to YouTube. You'll see the people on the front page every single day. You'll see the favorites. Count how many are black. Count how many are of people of color. So then what does YouTube try and do? They try and peddle YouTube black. They try and give us a spotlight.
Okay, this part I need to be very careful with, because I don't want people to take it out of context or take me the wrong way. You understand? So hear me out. Now, I hate it when companies pander and pretend like they care. It's like every February, they're like, listen to the black voices, look at the black creators, let's put them in the spotlight. It's like, what are you trying to say, YouTube? Are you trying to say that black creators aren't good enough to get in the spotlight themselves, that you have to try to boost them up on a pedestal? Is that what you're trying to do? Or is it you're trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm such a great company, we're so good, look at us, we're gonna show off these black creators. Look how cool we are. Now buy our services. You know, watch our stuff, and like other companies, like buy our products. It's like, why do they have to do that? Now what about the month of June, Pride Month? Let's change everything to rainbows. Gay creators matter. Love is love. Trans women are women. It all just seems so fake. Now, if they were genuine about it, I would be on board with it. I would think it was cool, but it just really seems so fake to me. It just seems like fake pandering. And what happens when the month ends? Have you ever noticed that? What happens to the black creators? What happens to all the rainbows and stuff that you see? Like, I rarely see like an hour or so after the month ends, these companies are like, up, it's rainbow time's out. Let's go for the next trend. It's it just pisses me off. And I know some people like it, and that's why I said don't take me the wrong way, because some people like it. But these companies, it pisses me off because I feel like these companies are using people to shield their products. They don't care about the people themselves. They use it to shield their products. Because, like, what about black creators all year round? What about the LGBTQ people all year round? Is it just like a month or two out of the year that people are important all of a sudden? What about other races, you know? Like what's going on? It reminds me, okay, like it reminds me of Valentine's Day, right? On Valentine's Day, that's when you get your significant other some balloons, some candy, some flowers, whatever you want to do, you know, sexy time, you know, just whatever you want to do, right? It comes around once a year, and I actually see people being like this, but they're like, oh hell, Valentine's Day is coming up. I gotta get my wife Barbara. I gotta get her some flowers, some candy, so she knows I love her. It's like, really, bruh? Like, that's what pisses me off, because I feel like when these companies do this stuff, it feels like Valentine's Day or like Christmas. It's only certain times of the year that they seem to care. It's like, wouldn't it be special if YouTube or any other company just out of nowhere did something for the LGBT community, did something for black creators, other races, just randomly, just like bam, 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 just at this time, just out of nowhere, just out of the blue, instead of every company in unison, like, hey, you, what time you putting your rainbow up, or what time you shouting out this black creator? Okay, you know, it seems like they all just get in sync and they all just try to, you know, seem cool at the same time, and you know they really don't care. It's like, I don't like the pandering. I feel like if they're going to do things like this, they should do it at random and do it just throughout the year and not just certain times of the year. YouTube, do better.
Do you know how condescending and patronizing that is? Oh, yeah, let's give a spotlight to these black creators because we're all about diversity. All this communicates is black people aren't good enough on their own skill, on their own merits, on their own talent. So we got to give them a spotlight. We got to come down and raise them up so they can get some spotlight action. Well, how about you save all that YouTube black, all that fake patronage, all that fake pandering that you guys do? And when you have a black creator coming to you repeatedly saying, why am I being treated differently than other creators? And then you come back and, oh, we got to age restricted. And then, oh, no, he's on to us. Okay, we got to age restrict them both. Fake! It's fake. That's what it is. I am deeply sorry that this came off as a rant. You know, in the beginning, I wanted to keep my emotions out of it. I wanted to stay logical, stay on the things that I could prove. I gave you the facts, but it also turned into me venting the emotions that I've had built up around YouTube. Ironic that I have to upload this on YouTube, but where else am I going to upload it? You know, I worked hard. I built this community from the ground. It's taken me over a decade to do. And I would have just hoped that the playing field was fair and that, hey, if I did something bad, then everybody else who also did that thing should get punished too. Is that unreasonable? I have no problem being punished. I have no problem if I break a rule that I get punished for it and I learn. But when you start like when it's targeted, when you're doing things only because I'm like getting bigger, or I don't know how it always seems to coincide with that situation. But that's just what it is. Now, if my YouTube channel gets shadow banned, or they like, they start like not sending my videos out to my subscribers, or in a couple months from now, y'all just stop seeing my videos, we know why.
Shadow banning. Now, shadow banning is something that I think should not exist, because I feel like communication between YouTube and the creator should be there. People should know what you can and can't do. Like, if someone's doing wrong on YouTube, then they just shouldn't be on YouTube, right? And if they're doing good on YouTube, then obviously they should stay on YouTube. But to shadow ban somebody, that just seems really messed up. It seems like YouTube's like, well, we don't like this person here, but if we get rid of them, they're too large and people will complain. Then they'll be upset with us and we'll look like the bad guy. We'll be the villain. But if we shadow ban them, then their videos won't be seen and nobody will know. And then I'll be fine because they'll be shadow banned and we can just be like, oh, they're still on the platform. We didn't do anything wrong. That's what I think shadow banning is. And I don't know if they do it on YouTube. I've heard people talk about it on YouTube. I've heard people saying that they don't get, they bring up search engines and different stuff, like, or, just sign out of YouTube, sign in, and they type in their name, and depending on the location and places that they're at, it'll appear differently. I really don't know the algorithms and all that stuff. But I do know, like, Twitter and Instagram, they've been known to suppress information. They've been known to hide certain things and push certain narratives. So shadow banning, I know it's a thing. I just hope YouTube doesn't do it, because if YouTube does that to a creator and the creator's putting in all his time and effort to get out there and to be seen, and they get shadow banned and there's no way of knowing if they're shadow banned, and all these other people that sub to them that want to see them can't find their stuff, that's pretty fucked up.
We know why. I mean, those shadows behind the scenes, they control it all. They control all of it. If they don't want my channel, they could terminate it right now. They could hide my videos. They could shadow ban me, not send my videos out to anybody. That's why I thought long and hard before I recorded this. But as one of the biggest black creators on the platform, I want you to hear it from my mouth that there is some shady business going on behind the scenes at YouTube.
That was a very powerful video. A lot of respect to you, Corey. So what did you guys think? Do you think maybe it's mass flagging? Do you think that maybe it's racism? Do you think that it's so many videos going out that these reviewers just can't keep up with them? Like, what are your thoughts? Just let me know down in the comments below. Like, what do you think? Is it one thing? Is it another? Or is it a mixture of everything? All I can say is, in my opinion, it's just not a good look for YouTube. Now, I guess to close out this video, I just wanted to say, I want YouTube to be fair for everyone. I want them to be more transparent. I want them to communicate to us better. Whether we're small creators or large creators, we want to know what the heck's going on, because a lot of times we may get like a strike or get a notification and it's like, this video violated community guidelines for being violent or something. Well, tell us which part is violent. Tell us what did you think wasn't good enough. We can edit that out and just not do it again next time. But when you get something like that or get age restricted for this thing here and you don't get told why, but then you look at everybody else's videos and it's okay for everybody else, but it's not okay for you, that looks really bad on you, YouTube. Looks really bad. Now, as aggravating as YouTube can be, I really love making videos on here. I really love YouTube. I've been watching YouTube for a long time. I would have started sooner, but I never had good internet. Even now, I have 2 upload speeds, so it takes me forever to upload a video. But all in all, I do love YouTube. And it doesn't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter your sexuality. It doesn't matter your politics. It doesn't matter what your gender is. I want all people to feel welcome here. I want to make people laugh. I want to share information. You know, maybe like this video, open up a discussion and stuff like that. Now, if you're a bad person and you're hateful and you hurt people and stuff like that, yeah. I really don't want that on my channel, you know, because I don't encourage that or anything. We're so divided right now in this world, and I just would like to bring people together, whether it's to laugh at my expense and monkey ball, or just hear me go on just a random rant, or, you know, just whatever. Now, I know we may not agree on some things, but that doesn't mean that we should just hate each other. There's enough hate going around in the world right now. We don't need none of that stuff. Now, I want you to go subscribe to coryxkenshin. He's a good YouTuber. He's an awesome dude. And he needs all the love and support right now, because I just feel like he's been treated unfair lately. And it's just not a good look for YouTube. So go subscribe to Cory. Subscribe to me. You know, that would help me out. Share me out, whatever. Because I'm sitting here telling the people to sub to Cory, and he's got like 14 million like subscribers, and I feel like sitting on 1,000. I mean, come on, it's like give me a few, give me a few. I mean, just, you know, just a few, that would be cool. But anyways, you know, everybody, I just want you to feel welcome here. And, you know, if you like my content, you like it. If you don't, you know, it's not for everyone. It's okay. I don't care. But I just want people to have a place to come to be able to laugh at my expense or whatever. And I like making videos, and I've made videos for people, subscribers and whatnot. They wanted me to play this game or that game, and I end up like suffering through it and just like hating it at the time. But once I get through it and I see the reactions and stuff, I realize it was all worth it. Even if it's only a couple of hundred views or something like that, to me, it's a good time, because I enjoy doing this. I just want YouTube, get your shit together. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the love and support. And as always, I will see you in the next one.